YouTubers, this is Ina's Reality TV Vlogger. Hope you guys are having an amazing day today. Today I'm going to be discussing the reaction to Kwame Brown's reaction to the rumors that are heating up really over the past few days about Stephen A. Smith and Molly Qerim potentially being a thing. Molly Qerim, if you'll remember, is also co-workers with Jalen Rose. They were formerly married for 3 years and recently announced a few days ago that they had been separated for over a year and Jalen Rose had filed for divorce back in April. And so now there's just speculation. People are kind of combing through the archives of past First Take episodes this season to see what interactions between Stephen A. and Molly Qerim that looked a little sus. I had mentioned, of course, when Molly had mentioned about Jalen Rose's mental health issues, and this was already after it was alleged that they were already getting a divorce and Jalen had already filed. Also, this picture that is up is back from a Thanksgiving episode this year where Stephen A. put Molly Qerim is the #1 thing that he is thankful for. And then there was also another episode where Stephen A. was praising Molly for taking him shopping and getting his suit looked together. And then, like I said, literally the next day after the divorce announcement, Molly had made like a weird comment to Stephen A. about tailgating for the Philadelphia Eagles, naming his sister by name, that she could cook up a spread. She can cook some food for them, like on a first name basis. So I found that to be very interesting. And so Kwame Brown did a video this morning basically reacting to the news. And if you'll recall, like Jalen Rose has been very supportive of Kwame, you know, during the whole ordeal of, you know, Matt Barnes and Stack, you know, coming for him and everything else. You know, Kwame basically said that there's a lot of weasels in the workplace now, that a lot of these men are weak and get off basically on taking something that belongs to somebody else, that is with somebody else. And that this is why men now more than ever are hesitant with women who, you know, want to be in the workforce because they have concerns with some of these men who are weasels that, you know, want to take an opportunity and take advantage if there's problems at home and, you know, be all nice and bubbly around you, but you're not basically seeing the other side. You're not seeing them 24/7. You're seeing, you know, just the thrill and the rush that you have that somebody's being nice to you and complimenting you and everything else. And, you know, not getting the full picture. And also, Kwame basically said that if it is true, if Molly and Stephen A. are, in fact, messing around, Stephen A. is going to be doing the most, you know, trying to impress Molly. And he's going to be doing way more than Jalen Rose ever had to do to get Molly. And it's going to be embarrassing because, you know, Stephen A. might be the face of ESPN and the $12 million man, but it's still dirty macking no matter how you slice it. I mean, if he really is stooping this low to go after a colleague's wife and, you know, think that there's no repercussions, there's no karma, like, he's sadly mistaken. Sadly mistaken. But, you know, that was essentially Kwame's thoughts, that, you know, people have no integrity anymore and people are weasels, you know, doing things like this. And I agree with him. Like, there is what? How many billions of people in the world, and you can't find anybody else but your colleague's wife? And I knew something was up because the flirting was amped up to inappropriate levels that Stephen A. was doing. And it's just like, you know, for me, hot office romance, I don't like to mix business with pleasure. I think that is where things can go wrong. Things can get ugly. And I really hope that Jalen Rose joins Maria Taylor at NBC Sports. That's actually what I hope happens. Because if you'll recall when Maria comforted Jalen on the Mother's Day episode, and then Jalen Rose had brought Maria Taylor followers in the past. There was speculation that because they used to work together on another network some years ago. And there was speculation back then that they were a thing, or at least a thing on the low. So, and I know Maria Taylor is like married and everything now, but I just wonder their dynamic since everything that's taken place, if they're still a thing or if they might be a thing again. Who knows? You know? But she seems pretty happy in her current marriage. So, it is, I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But if over the next, week or two or whatever, Stephen A. and Molly Qerim confirm they're dating, it's just all hell's going to break loose. Oh my gosh. It is going to be a madhouse if that is in fact what has been happening. And if that is really the catalyst as to why Jalen Rose filed, then oh my gosh, But again, somebody like Molly, she is always given off the vibe that she was looking for a come up, that she was looking for the next best thing to be seen, to be like, a Kardashian or some of these Instagram models and everything else. So so when you are with somebody like that, they're always going to be in a space of the superficial. And there's not going to be anything beyond the physical attraction. There's going to be nothing of substance. And if Molly really is going from Jalen Rose to Stephen A., then like Kwame said, she's for the streets. Like, this is not a woman that you marry because this is not how you behave. Hooking up with multiple colleagues, really? It just looks very sus, very sketch. And it would also explain why Stephen A. hasn't done a fire sale on every single person on his show with the exception of Molly. While everybody else is gone or thrown under the bus, Molly has been around, this entire time. Why is that? So I just wonder how things are going to go moving forward. And now with these rumors that are getting louder and louder to ignore, whether or not Jalen's still going to appear on First Take still, or if he's going to keep his distance, or what's going to happen with that. I just wonder. I wonder so bad. I need to look up Jalen's contract to find out when he's done, when his contract is up or up for renegotiations. It's at ESPN, because I just wonder if he's going to bolt and go to the network that Maria Taylor's at. Or really just leave us ESPN altogether, because who wants to be around their ex and potentially a colleague that you thought you were cool with that allegedly might be sleeping with your wife and might be the cause as to why you got the divorce in the first place? Because that's very sketch. And if you'll recall, I told you there was already cheating rumors involving Molly before her and Jalen even got married, that there was like a friend of Molly's that was trying to expose her in advance that she moves funny. So this is not like new behavior. It would not shock me in the least if Molly does have something going on with Stephen A. And I'm sure Stephen A. is just, and it's just like people who cheat, and do things like this. There is a thrill and an excitement of doing something dirty, doing something taboo, doing something that's quote unquote seen as forbidden and quote unquote seen as unattainable. But the problem is, you can have that type of rush, you can have that type of feeling with somebody who is single and emotionally available and has the qualities that you look for. But in situations like this is basically, if it's true, it really just tells me more about Stephen A., that he was jealous that Jalen Rose pulled Molly and he didn't pull Molly. And, he continued to dirty Mac on the low and basically swooped in whenever there was problems with Molly and Jalen and, started being her lending ear. Because why are you making a woman on a sports TV national programming show number one thing you're thankful for. Your co-host, like the host of the show, you're thankful for her. She's been the host of your show for several years now. What is so special all of a sudden about Thanksgiving in 2021 that you have to put Molly number one like that? Like, that was very weird. Very weird behavior. So, again, I'm going to keep an eye out and see, you know, what transpires, what materializes of this, because when there's smoke, there's fire. And the fact that nobody has come out to dispute or deny any of this, to shut this down, is very surprising, because this has taken a life of its own on social media already. And there's tons of bloggers and people who are doing lots of talk about it, adding more speculation and adding more fuel to the fire. And this is very sketch, and very just low down and dirty macking of Stephen A. But it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me at all, because we never hear anything about Stephen A's personal life other than he has 2 daughters, and he just screams somebody who is the non-committal type but will be in messy situations and, you know, never actually commit to somebody, but will risk it all and mess with somebody else's, you know, wife or girlfriend, you know, and thinks that that's cool. Do it for street cred, or they think that they've won. But that's what essentially Kwame was saying. He was saying that Molly's for the streets. If this rumor is true, that Stephen A's a weasel, and that we are in a new era where you can't, you know, you have to be careful of who you bring your people around at this point. And you have to protect your peace, because you never know who is trying to take your life or take something that is yours, right? You just never know. So, but that is all my thoughts. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys again very soon.